Hello everyone. Today we'll talk about malpresentation. So first you should know what is malpresentation. Malpresentation is one which is other than vertex presentation, because vertex presentation is the normal presentation. So according to this, breech presentation, face presentation, occipito-posterior position of the vertex, shoulder presentation, these all are malpresentation. So today we start with the breech presentation, which is a common malpresentation, or you can also say abnormal presentation. Definition: what is breech presentation? This is the presentation of podalic extremity. Podalic means buttocks, comprising of buttocks with lower limbs, knee or feet. That means along with the buttocks there may be lower limbs, there may be knee, or there may be feet, while the fetal lie remains longitudinal. So here there is breech presentation, buttocks are the presenting part, but the lie remains longitudinal, which you find in vertex presentation also. When there is a shoulder presentation, the lie becomes transverse. This is the commonest malpresentation. Breech presentation is the commonest malpresentation. Now the incidence of this presentation, it is about 20% at 28th week of pregnancy. That means we will find one case of the breech presentation among 5 cases of the pregnancy. That is at 28th week of the pregnancy. It reduces by 5% at 34th week and by 3% at term. So if you see these incidence ratio carefully, or the incidence rate carefully, as the pregnancy advances, the incidence of the breech presentation reduces. This is because you know that the fetus is floating in the amniotic fluid, right? At 28th week, the floating is quite active. So at that time, you may find the incidence of the breech presentation. But as the term advances, pregnancy advances, there will be spontaneous correction in the presentation. So from the breech, it turns into vertex presentation, and so the incidence reduces. The incidence is high in the premature birth. The premature birth means delivery occurs before full term. So suppose delivery occurs at 28th week of the pregnancy, that is premature birth. At 28th week there was breech presentation. Then onwards pregnancy did not continue. So there was no scope of spontaneous correction in the presentation. So delivery occurred as breech presentation only. That's why you will find the incidence higher when the child is born, the fetus is born prematurely. Spontaneous correction of the version, you can say spontaneous correction of the fetal presenting part occurs into vertex by 34th week in most of the cases. That's what I just told you. At 28th week the incidence is 20%. But then after, when the pregnancy advances, there is spontaneous correction in the presentation. It is not correction of the version, it is correction of the presentation. That word was wrongly typed, so please carefully correct it. Spontaneous correction of the presenting part. That spontaneous correction is called version. Version means turning. So from the breech, the fetus turns into the vertex, that is normal. And these happens in most of the cases. And that's why the fetus is delivered as vertex presentation only. Right? ECV, that is external cephalic version. This is the procedure done to correct the breech presentation into vertex. That we'll discuss later on in the treatment of this breech presentation only. But whenever there is ECV done, external cephalic version done in the antenatal period during pregnancy, this will lower the incidence of the breech presentation. This process is done to correct the malpresentation, where the presentation is changed from breech to vertex. And this is done when the breech presentation is detected in the pregnancy only. So it is done in the antenatal period. How is it done? When is it done? We'll all discuss this in detail while discussing the treatment of the breech presentation. Right? So external cephalic version will correct the malpresentation, so will reduce the incidence of the breech presentation. Now the varieties of the breech presentation. There are mainly two varieties, complete or flexed, and the other one is incomplete. We'll see both the varieties one by one. First we see the complete breech, complete or flexed breech. We have discussed in the vertex presentation in the normal labor that all the fetal parts are in the attitude of the flexion. So flexion is the normal attitude of the fetal body parts, right? The same thing you find in the complete breech, which is also called flex breech. It is the breech with flexion of the lower limbs. Normal attitude of the flexion is maintained in this variety. You will find that flexion is seen in the lower limbs. All the body parts are flexed. Say the head is flexed over the chest. The thighs are flexed at the hip. Thighs are flexed at the hip, so thighs touch the trunk portion, and legs at the knees. So calf muscles touch the back of the thigh. The presenting part consists of two buttocks, external genitals, and feet. When the lower extremities are flexed, both the thighs and legs are flexed, you will find that the feet come at the buttock level. So the presenting part consists of buttocks, external genitals, and the feet. You can better understand these with this figure. Say this is the complete breech. Head is flexed over the chest, arms are also flexed over the chest. You can see the thighs and legs, they are flexed. Thighs are flexed at the hip joint, so thighs are touching the trunk portion. Legs are also flexed, so calf portion, the back of the leg is touching the back of the thighs. These indicates complete breech, and this is more common in the multigravida patient. This is more common in multigravida patient because you see this attitude. This requires some more space in the multigravida patient because the woman has been pregnant earlier also. The muscle tone is relaxed. It is not that much good. So fetus can well accommodate in the flexed attitude. So the complete breech is more common in the multigravida patient. Then we see the other variety. It is incomplete breech. It is the presentation of buttocks with extension, either of extension of both thighs and legs, extension of thighs only, or extension of legs only. These three possibilities are there. There will be extension of sometimes of both thighs and legs, sometimes of only thighs, and sometimes of only legs. So if we consider these three possibilities, there are three varieties possible of the incomplete breech. Incomplete breech means all the fetal parts are not well flexed. Especially we are concerned with the flexion of the lower limbs. So you will find sometimes extension of some part. Sometimes you find extension of both thighs and legs, sometimes extension of only thighs, and sometimes extension of only legs. So according to these, which kind of extension is there or which part of lower limb is extended, you will find three varieties in the incomplete breech possible. So three varieties are possible in the incomplete breech. We'll discuss each variety one by one. First, breech with extended legs. Breech with extended legs. So here you will find that the thighs are flexed. Thighs are flexed at the hip joint. So thighs touch the trunk portion, but then legs are extended. See, also called Frank breech. The incomplete breech with extended legs is also called Frank breech. The thighs are flexed on the trunk, but legs are extended at knee joint. So thighs are flexed at the hip joint, so they touch the trunk, but the legs are extended at the knee joint. So what we will find? Feet lie at fundus along with the head. Feet lie at the fundus. Feet reaches at the fundus level along with the head. So when you see the presenting part, the feet will not be there. In the presenting part, you will find buttocks and external genitals only. That is the breech with the extended legs. You can also call it Frank breech. This diagram, this figure will make your understanding more clear. This is Frank breech. See, The thighs are flexed at the hip joint, so thighs touch the trunk level, abdomen, but legs are extended. So the feet are at the fundus, they are at the head level. This is the frank bridge, right? This is the incomplete variety. Continuing the same, frank bridge, incomplete bridge with the extended legs. This is the commonest presentation in the priming gravida. See, if you see and try to compare with this complete bridge and frank bridge. If you try to compare both the figure, frank bridge require less space, right? The fetal size will be reduced, will be less in the frank bridge compared to the complete bridge. Why it is more common in the priming gravida? Because in her abdominal wall is tight, muscle tone is also good. In the multigravida, muscle tone is not good, the abdominal wall is relaxed, so large fetus or the more, you can say the larger size fetus can well accommodate in the multigravida. That is not possible in the priming gravida. That's why the fetus adopts these extended legs or adopts this position or the presentation, right? Another reason is early engagement of the bridge. We discussed the incidence. It is about 5% at 34 week and 3% at full term. In the priming gravida patient, we have discussed earlier, engagement occurs about 3 weeks before the onset of the labor. So there is advanced engagement of the fetal presenting part, and once presenting part gets engaged, it will not change. Spontaneous correction in the presenting part will not be possible once presenting part gets engaged. In the multigravida patient, there is no prior engagement of the fetal presenting part. Engagement of the presenting part may occur even at the time of labor, right? So because in the priming gravida patient there is prior engagement of the presenting part, prior engagement of the bridge, its spontaneous correction will not occur, and this will lead to breech labor only, right? So these are some of the reasons for having more incidence of the incomplete breech with extended legs in the priming gravida patient. The breech with extended thighs, another variety. Breech with extended thighs with legs are flexed. Thighs are extended but the legs are flexed. So the fetus will present as the knee presentation. You can see here, figure number 3. The first figure indicates frank breech. First means towards your left upper corner, towards the right upper corner it is the complete breech, towards your left lower corner it is the knee presentation. You can see thighs are extended but the legs are flexed. It is the rare presentation. And another possibility is breech with extension of both thighs and legs. It will present as the footling presentation. Again the rare variety or the rare possibility. You can see these right lower figure. It shows footling presentation where both thighs and legs are extended. So incomplete breech with extended legs, thighs are flexed, it is the frank breech. Incomplete breech with thighs are extended, legs are flexed, it is the knee presentation. And incomplete breech with extension of both thighs and legs, it is the footling presentation. Knee presentation and footling presentation are comparatively rare possibilities. They do not occur usually. See, these one more figure can make your understanding more clear. First one, starting from your left side, it is complete breech, where all the fetal body parts are in the attitude of the flexion. Incomplete breech, where only one leg is extended, the other leg is flexed. Say the third last figure towards your right side is the frank breech, where both the legs are extended, right? So that was about the clinical types of the breech presentation. Now we come to the position. In vertex presentation, we have discussed that occiput is denominator. So occiput determines the position of the fetal head. Likewise, in the breech presentation, sacrum is the denominator. So sacrum determines the position of the breech. If the sacrum faces left iliopectineal eminence, the position is LSA, left sacro-anterior. It is the first position. If sacrum faces the right iliopectineal eminence, the position is RSA. It is right sacro-anterior, second position. If the occiput faces the right sacroiliac joint, the position is RSP, right sacro-posterior, the third position. And if the sacrum faces the left sacroiliac joint, it is the left sacro-posterior position, fourth position. So four positions are possible: LSA, RSA, RSP and LSP. LSA position is more common in the breech presentation. Now we come to the clinical types. Clinical types of the breech presentation. There are two types of the breech presentation: complicated and uncomplicated. We see first complicated breech. Complicated breech presentation means breech with associated other complications. Means breech presentation itself is the malpresentation. Along with that, other complications are also present, like contracted pelvis, placenta previa, prolapse of the cord, prematurity and multiple pregnancy, more commonly twins pregnancy. These all conditions are complications. They complicate the pregnancy. So when along with the breech presentation any of these complication is associated, then such breech presentation is called complicated breech presentation. It is also called abnormal breech labor. So breech presentation with complications is called abnormal breech labor. Uncomplicated breech presentation means breech not associated with any other complication. Breech is there, but along with the breech any other complication is not there. I have mentioned these complications along with the breech, but any of these other complication is not present along with the breech. Breech itself only is the malpresentation or the complication. Any other complication is not associated. This is called uncomplicated breech presentation, right? Breech with extended legs, extended arms, difficulties in after coming head. After coming head, because head comes the last, head is expelled out last. So difficulties in the birth of after coming head, these are considered natural difficulties for the presentation itself. That means whenever there is breech presentation, these difficulties are very likely. These difficulties are very common, like extended legs. Breech with extended legs may be there. It is natural. Breech with extended arms, it may be there. Difficulty in the expulsion of the after coming head, much common in the breech presentation. So these are not considered the abnormalities. They are the difficulties of presentation itself. So they are not abnormal. So only if these difficulties are there, you cannot say the breech labor is abnormal. It is complicated, because these are not the complications. Other complications are not there. These are the abnormalities of the breech labor only, right? That's why such labor is not abnormal. It is called spontaneous breech labor. The uncomplicated breech presentation is also called spontaneous breech labor, right? So these, we have discussed the clinical types of the breech presentation: complicated and uncomplicated. Complicated means along with the breech other complications are also present. Uncomplicated means only breech is there. Along with the breech any other complication is not there. There may be some difficulties due to breech only, but that is not the abnormalities. These are very likely to occur in the breech presentation. So uncomplicated breech presentation is also called spontaneous breech labor. We'll talk about mechanism of the breech presentation in the next session. Thank you.